Are back on Undisputed, and we apologize for our audio issues. And I apologize to Shannon Sharp because I was about to just go in on you about my Dallas Cowboys, but we will save that for a little later in the show because we must move on to a game that was played at Staples Center last night that you don't want any part of.
I don't.
You have to talk about it right now because Dwight Howard got his Lakers championship ring in the pregame ceremony. 76ers beat your Lakers 109-101. However, Dwight didn't give up the spotlight there as he was ejected at the end of the first quarter after a couple of brush-ups with Montrezl Harrell. Philly coach Doc Rivers called both Howard and his former player Montrezl clowns for their roles in the incident. Shannon, what do you make of said incident?
I make that Dwight just can't help himself, and that's something that has plagued him his entire career. I expected him to have a game like Danny Green. I told you Danny Green was going to show out, didn't I? Well, I tell you, that he can't make threes for the Lakers because the purple and gold is heavy. Playing next to LeBron, that's a lot of pressure. He couldn't miss last night.
He could make them for broccoli, as in my Spurs.
Yeah, he did.
He set the record for finals back in 2013.
He did.
Okay.
And, Skip, the thing was, I said, you know what? And Dwight got up to the great start, Skip. He was 3 for 3 for the field goal, 6 points, had an offensive rebound, had 2 blocks. So he was off and going, and he just couldn't help himself. Even like, as you mentioned in the read, even after he had gotten his ring, he couldn't be, he just got to do something. And that's what was so frustrating about Dwight Howard. He just couldn't get out of his own way. He was always doing something utterly ridiculous. Whether he, instead of practicing his post-up move, he's throwing hook shots from half court with a backpack on. Instead of working on fundamentals, he was doing something that he shouldn't have. There was no need for that.
Bro, you walk right there, and Kane Fitzgerald, he knows Kane Fitzgerald. Kane Fitzgerald is the only man that's ever tossed LeBron James out of a game.
He's your favorite referee.
So you already know he has a short hook. He'd already given you a tee.
It was fast, too.
Yes.
It was just like, you are gone.
And because he watched it.
Yep.
They had already had their eyes on those two. They're going to make sure this thing doesn't get out of hand. It's a national televised game, Skip. So I'm sure they're already on heightened alert. And Dwight Howard pretend like he don't know where he walking, and he walked right in the trash path. And Kane Fitzgerald said, don't even worry about it, bro.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, go into the showers. But Dwight, you got to be better than this, Dwight. And the thing was, you're already playing without Joel Embiid, and so now you left the tallest guy on the court is Ben Simmons. Luckily, the Lakers don't have anybody that can post up. Marc Gasol is 7 foot tall, and he's out past the three-point line trying to initiate offense. Get your big butt down on the block and punish them. Skip, they had Tobias Harris guarding Marc Gasol. Tobias Harris, what, 6'7", 6'8"? Guarding a 7-footer. Why? Because he's out past the three-point line. But back to Dwight Howard.
He shrank, Marc Gasol. I think he's like 6'8" now.
He's been playing like he's 6'2". Dwight, be better than this. Stop this foolishness. Skip, this is the kind of things that in a playoff game cause you to lose.
Okay, I got it. But to me, this ran deep in Dwight. Remember the tweet that he posted briefly at the height of free agency in which he said, and I'm going to read the tweet right here, "I'm staying right where I belong. Laker Nation, I love y'all. Purple and gold never gets old." Boom, over and out.
Right.
It seemed like seconds later, delete tweet. Why? Because he's suddenly informed, I guess, by his agent that, whoops, the Lakers just went in a different direction because Montrezl came available. I don't think Rob Pelinka and company thought that Montrezl would be that available to them. And they jumped all over it with both feet because the Clippers were suddenly out on a Montrezl that everybody assumed they would do whatever they needed to keep Montrezl. Right. Well, as you know, the story came out, they'd had enough. They thought more trouble than worth.
Correct.
They thought he was at least divisive in the locker room. He was doing what you think Rondo is going to do, but I think in a good way.
Right.
He was challenging Paul George, and he was challenging maybe even Kawhi in the locker room. You're better than that, whatever. It probably got pretty messy because I don't think they have the kind of respect for Montrezl that they will have for Rondo as the new leader of their team.
Right. And with 2 rings.
That is correct. So all of a sudden, the Lakers went in a different direction from a Dwight who I think is far more valuable than they deemed him at that moment.
I agree.
Because I think this year has proven just how crucial he was to you last year.
I don't think the trades was about Dwight. I think Marc Gasol. They thought what Marc Gasol was going to give them, Skip, his ability to shoot the three, his ability to space the floor, his ability to initiate offense at the high post and at the three-point line, something Dwight was unable to do. They said, so we might give up a little bit, but Skip, you can't give up both guys. You got to keep one. Even if you kept JaVale McGee as the backup, and you say Marc Gasol's going to be our starter, JaVale, you're no longer going to be our starter. You can't give them both up.
Yep. Okay.
That was the advantage that you had, Skip. They could go big. Remember, they one game they had them all, but normally they would have Dwight, AD, LeBron. Skip, that's a big front line.
It was huge. Dwight Howard was on his best behavior all of last year, and it shocked me because I did not see it coming.
Right.
Dwight Howard brought your team some edge, some veteran savvy. He knows all the moves.
He did a number on Yoke.
Did he?
He was JaVale was just too light, but Dwight has the physicality to match. When you're trying to bump, Dwight's not going nowhere.
No, and he will bump back.
Yes.
And he knows all the gray areas that he can play in that will get under your skin.
Right.
He is a master of that, and he's still playing at a very high level. And I feel like his offensive skills, as he's gotten older, have actually improved to a reasonable level.
Right.
So you missed him and JaVale's length, just JaVale's length. And by the way, everywhere JaVale's gone, you know, good things have happened. So all of a sudden you go to ground-bound Marc Gasol, and it's not enough. He's just not tall enough or doesn't play high enough.
Right. He doesn't play to his height.
No, he doesn't play
He's 7 foot tall, but he doesn't play 7 foot.
Okay, so what was going on under the surface last night? I believe in Dwight's heart of hearts, it's still purple and gold. And I believe that Dwight wanted to stay and wanted to be a part of a run it back. You know, and so at the last second, the rug gets jerked out from underneath, the red carpet gets jerked out from underneath him. And all of a sudden, it's not that he's unhappy in Philly because he's playing happy. He's in a real good spot. Because to your point, there's always something wrong with Joel Embiid, and Dwight's getting a lot of run, man. And they're playing at a high level, and they won without him last night, but they've been on a roll. They're 2 games better than anybody in the East right now. Wow, even without Joel Embiid. So the point is, I think they were getting into it over the conflict of, I was better than you for this team. And I belong here and you don't. You still belong with the Clippers. And that's what was initiating the friction between the two of them. And it finally went over the edge into Dwight walked into him, and Doc went off on both of them, but especially on Dwight after the game, because it's a clown move because they didn't have Joel Embiid.
Skip, that's what you got to think about, and that's what LeBron, I'm sure there have been a lot of times, Skip, that LeBron has gotten frustrated when someone has grabbed and tugged him, but he realized, if I get thrown out and you get thrown out, that's not equal value, Skip. You getting thrown out with no Joel Embiid, that's not equal value, Dwight. You're the only big. So now they're left with 6'10", Ben Simmons. Now, like I said, luckily, you're playing the Lakers, and they don't really have a true post. You're going to play Trez only so much. But Marc Gasol is at 7 foot, and they're passing him the ball out past the three-point line, and he's trying to find cutters. He's trying to find spot-up shooters. Really? Bro, you 7 foot, you got 6'8" Tobias Harris. So, and Tobias is a very good defender, but there is no 6'7", 6'8" guy that should be able to stop a skilled 7-footer in the NBA. I don't care how good a defense he can play.
And I don't think Andre Drummond can fill the Dwight hole plus the JaVale hole. I just
don't
do it. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I want to find out. You know, people say all the time, man, I don't want all that money. They ain't nothing but problem. I sure want to find out what kind of problems Jeff Bezos has. I really would like to see what Elon Musk is dealing with. Let me find out. Let us get Andre Drummond, and let's see if he can fill those shoes that JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard wore last year. I want to see. Can I see that? You don't mind if I see that, do you?
No, I don't.
I know you don't want me to.
It seems like in the end, everything's going south for your Lakers because you get Dwight thrown out of the game, and you still lose.
Skip, I told you they weren't very good. This is why. Now you're seeing. Everybody is starting to see LeBron's value because they said, hold on, wait a minute. They're that bad?
Well, wait a second. The Lakers are 7-11 without Anthony Davis. 7-11?
Let me ask you a question.
Maybe he's the MVP.
Whoa. What are they without Anthony Davis and Schroeder? Now, if you take both of them away, now I'm just saying, give me Schroeder. Give me one or the other. Now, you're going to take AD away. Let me have Schroeder. What are they with Schroeder and Braun?
Remember those 9 games heading up to the All-Star break, and you bet me that LeBron was going to go 6-3, and you lost 5 more
But
cases?
what a good person would have done, what an upstanding gentleman like yourself that you're not,
yeah.
you say, oh, you lost Schroeder. You know what, Shannon, I can't even in good conscience take this bet.
No, you say them's the breaks, because that's what you would have said.
I would have done you like that. I would have done you like that.
All right. As much as I enjoyed that from you guys, I want to move on to another team that I really enjoyed talking